Welcome to In Her Voice, a podcast created for women who listen to and live by their deepest wisdom, their inner voice. This was made for you, the woman who feels pulled to more, to lead, to create, to dream, and to be a world changer. My name is Kelly Covert, and I am an inner voice coach. Join me here each week as we explore what it means to reach for your inspired potential, all while honoring your worthiness each and every day. Hello, this is Kelly, and you are listening to In Her Voice. Thank you so much for being here with me today. This is part 2 of my series, 2-part series on recalibration. And if you haven't listened to the first episode of this series, I encourage you to go back and listen to episode 257, which was from 2 weeks ago, so you can really get all of what you need when it comes to recalibration. So just a quick review. Remember, recalibration is coming back to working optimally, coming back to being optimally in your body, in your system, in your soul. And I think we are all going through a time of recalibration, a need to understand more deeply what we need in this moment, which is different from last month, last year, 2 years ago. I think we all have these sort of time delineations. There's pre-COVID, right? Do you remember that? So long ago. And then there's 2020. And now we're in 2021 during Delta and all of this. And it's confusing and it's difficult and it's hard to understand what we need to give ourselves. And so the process of recalibration helps us to learn that. It helps us to understand what we need now. Not what we needed 2 years ago, not what we needed a year ago, not what we needed a month ago, but now. So in the last episode of Recalibration, I talked about what are some of the signs that you might need to be recalibrating. We don't need to do this every day or every week or even every month, but when we start to feel certain things, that those are signs that we need to recalibrate. So go ahead and pause here, go back and listen. It's a short episode if you have not listened already. Now that you've listened, I want to talk about the 4 steps. And I will be very transparent, as I always am with you, when I say that I am currently working these steps. This is a new framework for me. It came to me from my inner voice while I was journaling 2 weeks ago. Actually, now it would be 4 weeks ago. So I've been practicing this process now for about a month. And I'm still learning it. I'm still understanding it. I'm still figuring it out. And I felt it was so important that I could not wait to share it with you. So here it is, the 4 steps to recalibrate your life. We might even be so bold to say. And they are open. They spell out the word open. Step 1, observe what's happening and how you are feeling with curiosity. Step 2, P, pay attention. Pay attention to what brings you joy. Pay attention to what helps you feel fulfilled each and every day. E, embrace your desires. And N, nurture your enoughness. To recalibrate, we must open. We must open to ourselves. We must open to our inner voice in order to receive the direction that we need. So let's talk more in detail about the 4 steps. So step 1, observe what's happening and how you are feeling with curiosity. This is hopefully, if you listen to the last episode, something that you've been doing over the last couple of weeks, paying attention, right? Observing, how are you feeling? And don't judge how you're feeling. One of the things that really brought to light my need to recalibrate was that I was feeling lonely. That was a surprising feeling to me. And it was an unexpected feeling. And I could have feelings about feeling that way. Instead, I just got curious. I asked myself, why? I wonder why I'm feeling lonely. I wonder why I'm not feeling excited to be by myself again. Or how can I be feeling both of these emotions at the same time? Because often that happens. We're feeling the opposite ends of the spectrum together or bouncing back and forth between those two things. So get curious and start asking why when you feel certain emotions. Step 2 is pay attention. Pay attention to what brings you joy and pay attention to what brings you fulfillment. And this is key here because as I work these steps, when I am paying attention to what brings me joy, what's interesting is that it's different now than it was a year ago, than it was 2 years ago, than it was 5 years ago. Our preferences can change. We change. We grow. We evolve. We become new people, which is why we need recalibrating. And it's okay if what you once liked, you don't like anymore. If something that used to bring you joy doesn't bring you joy anymore. It's okay to find new ways to bring yourself joy. And we have to pay attention. And what this means for me personally is setting an intention of that each day. Pay attention. Kelly, pay attention. And that's become sort of a mantra for me as I recalibrate. Pay attention to what I'm enjoying and what I'm not enjoying. Because oftentimes the negative side, we tend to want to look at the positive all the time. And I love that. I'm a silver linings girl. But sometimes the negative can point us in the direction of what we want if we see what we don't want. So pay attention to what brings you joy and helps you feel fulfilled. Talking about fulfillment, for me, this is really centered around career. And I think for many women that is true. I am shifting. This has been a really big one for me, this idea of what helps me feel fulfilled. And it's not the same thing that it used to be. It's not the thing that I thought would help me feel fulfilled. It's different. For me, that sense of fulfillment comes from helping people transform into what they most want. It comes from creating impact. It comes from doing simple things like being here and talking to you as though you were sitting in my studio with me and I was looking in your eyes. Every time I record a podcast, it brings me fulfillment. And that is why I imagine you here with me. I see you. I feel you. I am talking to you. And if one thing I say can help you feel enough and can help you feel worthy and can help you tap in to your joy and your fulfillment, that brings me joy and that helps me feel fulfilled. So I'm getting really clear on those things by paying attention. The third step, E, embrace your desires. Embrace them with open arms, like welcome them in. So often as women, we are taught to deny our desires. In fact, there's a whole industry around denying our desires. It's called the diet industry. But what happens when we start to embrace our desires? How does our mind chemistry change? When we say yes, when we give ourselves permission to want what we want. If you take one thing away from this podcast today, it's this: you are allowed to want what you want. You're allowed to want what you want. So E, embrace your desires. And then N, and this will be no surprise to you, but nurture your enoughness. Nurture your enoughness every day, every single day. Your worth is not based on your productivity. Your worth is not based on your performance. Your worth is not based on what you make, create, be, right? Your worth is innate to you. It does not change. It does not lessen. It does not grow. It is there within you all the time. And when you nurture your enoughness through practices like gratitude, through practices like worthiness reminders and kinder habits and being proud of yourself, when you nurture your enoughness, each and every day you are developing a beingness, if you will, that taps into your true self. Your true self is worthy. And so by honoring that and nurturing that, you're tapping into that true self each and every day. And to me, that is an ongoing recalibration. You know, I said at the beginning that we don't need to be recalibrated every day. Yes and no. I don't think we need to do this huge sense of like work around this every day. But if every single day we are nurturing our enoughness, we are always coming back to our optimal working selves, our optimal way of being. Because at our core, who are we? I am Kelly. That is it. And I am worthy. So I want you to take these 4 steps. Observe what's happening and how you're feeling with curiosity. Pay attention to what brings you joy and fulfillment. Embrace your desires and nurture your enoughness as you go through this process of recalibration. And I would love to hear how this resonated with you. If you feel that this is something that you would like to know more about, this would be a great topic for an idea hour. We can talk about what it means to you to recalibrate. I can help you listen into your inner voice and get really clear on those desires that you are going to embrace. I can help you pay attention to what brings you joy and fulfillment. That's what I do. Listening is my superpower, and I can't wait to do that with you. So if this is you and you're yearning to go deeper and you're yearning for that support, go on over to kellycovert.com/idea and we can connect, we can talk, and we can have time together to help you learn how to recalibrate. I would love to support you in that. And if you're looking for a more hands-off way of support, take notes on this podcast, write it down and do it. Or I encourage you to check out the Enoughness Planner, which you can also find on my website at kellycovert.com/enoughness. That takes you through, there is a process in the Enoughness Planner that takes you through understanding your desires and creating kinder habits that support you to embracing those desires. And it also helps you to daily nurture your enoughness. So that is available for you too. Remember this, each and every day when you get up and you make the decision to be who you are, that is life-changing every single day. When you are who you are, who you were born to be, who you were created to be, you are fulfilling your purpose. And we all have that, and it's all there for us to access. All we have to do is be ourselves. Remember this each and every day, you are worthy.